What if I told you that the secret to transforming your life lies not in chasing the world, but in mastering your imagination? That your ability to feel something, even before it appears in your physical reality, is the key to unlocking your desires. This truth has been whispered through the ages. Feeling is the secret. Your current reality is not dictated by the circumstances around you, but by the assumptions you hold and the emotions you cultivate within. Today, we will uncover the profound power of imagining, feeling, and assuming the life you wish to live, as if it already is. Imagination is the divine force within us, the creative power that shapes and molds the reality we experience. It is not merely a tool for daydreaming or idle fantasies. It is the foundation of all that we call real. Everything you see, touch, and experience first existed in someone's imagination. Every great invention, every masterpiece of art, every life changing idea was once a vivid image in the mind of its creator. But beyond the creative genius of a few, this power resides in all of us, waiting to be used deliberately and purposefully. The secret to a transformed life is to recognize the potency of your imagination and to wield it as the architect of your destiny. You may think your circumstances define you, but it is your perception of them, colored by the images you hold in your mind, that truly shapes your experience. Your imagination is not limited by the confines of your current situation. It is boundless, infinite, and unrestricted. When you close your eyes and visualize the life you desire, you are not merely escaping reality, you are creating it. In that moment of vivid imagination, you are planting the seed of a new reality. And just as the seed contains within it the full potential of the tree, your imagination contains the full manifestation of your desires. The key is to move beyond the passive use of imagination and into the deliberate, purposeful act of creation. You must not merely see the life you want, you must feel it. To imagine effectively, you must bring the scene to life in your mind with such clarity and vividness that it feels as real as your current experience. When you do this, you activate a principle as old as time itself: what you feel and believe inwardly must be expressed outwardly. It is the law of being, an unchanging truth that governs the unfolding of your reality. The world will tell you to look at what is and accept it as truth, but the awakened soul knows better. Reality is fluid, constantly shaped by the impressions of your mind. What you see now is merely a reflection of past thoughts and beliefs. If you wish to change your circumstances, you must first change the inner images you dwell upon. Imagination is the starting point, the soil in which all seeds of creation are sown. If you can hold a vision of your desire with unwavering faith and allow yourself to feel the emotions that would accompany its fulfillment, the invisible will begin to take form, and the impossible will become possible. Think of your imagination as the workshop of the divine. In this sacred space, you are not limited by time, space, or logic. You can travel to the future, see the fulfillment of your dreams, and return with the assurance that what you have seen will come to pass. When you imagine yourself as already having what you desire, you set into motion forces beyond your comprehension. You align yourself with the energy of your desire, and the world begins to rearrange itself to match your vision. This is not wishful thinking, it is the operation of a universal law. What you assume and feel as real within must eventually be expressed without. Doubt and fear are the only barriers to this creative process. They arise when you allow the evidence of your senses to dictate what you believe is possible. But imagination is greater than the senses. It does not rely on what is, but calls into being what can be. You must train yourself to trust your imagination more than your external circumstances. Hold steadfast to the image of your desire, even when the outer world seems to contradict it. Persist in your vision, knowing that what you imagine and feel with conviction will harden into fact. The world is a canvas, and your imagination is the brush. Each thought, each feeling, each vivid mental picture is a stroke that shapes the masterpiece of your life. You are not a victim of fate or state or circumstance. You are a creator, endowed with the power to design and live the life you choose. The only limit to what you can achieve is the limit you place on your imagination. Dare to imagine boldly, vividly, very expansively. Dare to see yourself living the life you desire, not in some distant future, but right now, in this very moment. For in the realm of imagination, the present moment is all there is. And in this moment, all things are possible. The power of assumption is the cornerstone of creation, the invisible force that governs the unfolding of reality. To assume something is not merely to wish for it or hope it comes true, it is to claim it, to embody it, and to accept it as an established fact. When you assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you align your inner world with the state you desire, and the outer world has no choice but to conform. This principle is as unyielding as the law of gravity, a universal truth that operates whether you are aware of it or not. The key to unlocking its transformative potential lies in your ability to deliberately and consciously assume the state of being you wish to experience. Assumption is not dependent on external evidence. In fact, it requires you to look beyond what your senses report and to embrace a reality that exists only in your imagination. To the untrained mind, this may seem like self deception, but in truth, it is the highest form of faith. Faith is not blind, it is the conviction that what you cannot yet see is as real and tangible as what you can. When you assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you are not pretending, you are activating the creative power within you. You are calling forth a new reality and setting the stage for its inevitable manifestation. The process begins with clarity of desire. You must know with unwavering certainty what it is you wish to experience. Vague or conflicting desires cannot take root, for the subconscious mind responds only to clear, focused impressions. Once your desire is defined, you must shift your attention from wanting it to having it. This shift is subtle but profound. As long as you dwell in the state of wanting, you affirm its absence. But when you assume that you already have what you desire, you align yourself with its presence and open the door for it to enter your life. To assume effectively, you must cultivate the feeling that would accompany the fulfillment of your desire. This is not merely an intellectual exercise, it is an emotional experience. Close your eyes and imagine yourself in the situation you desire. See the world through the eyes of the person who has already achieved it. What do you see? What do you hear? Most importantly, how do you feel? Immerse yourself in these feelings until they saturate your being. The more vivid and real the experience feels in your imagination, the more powerfully it impresses itself upon your subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is the gateway through which all assumptions are realized. It does not judge, question, or analyze, it simply accepts what you impress upon it and brings it to life. When you assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you plant the seed in the fertile soil of your subconscious. Just as a seed grows into a tree, without your interference, your assumption will take root and manifest in its appointed time. Your only task is to persist in the assumption, regardless of what the outer world shows you. Doubt is the greatest enemy of assumption. It creeps in when you allow your senses to dictate your beliefs. The outer world may contradict your assumption at every turn, but you must remain steadfast. Remember, the outer world is merely a reflection of your past assumptions. It holds no power except that which you give it. When you persist in the feeling of your wish fulfilled, the outer world must eventually bend to match your inner conviction. This is the law, and it never fails. To live by the power of assumption is to live as a creator rather than a victim. It is to take full responsibility for your reality and to recognize that you are not at the mercy of chance or circumstance. You are the master of your fate, the architect of your destiny. Every assumption you hold, whether conscious or unconscious, shapes the world you experience. Choose your assumptions wisely, for they are the building blocks of your life. Assumption requires courage and faith. It asks you to trust in the unseen and to act as though your desire is already yours, even when there is no physical evidence to support it. This is not an act of arrogance, but of alignment with the creative power that flows through you. The universe is a mirror, reflecting back to you the state of being you assume to be true. When you assume the best for yourself and persist in that assumption, life will unfold in ways that seem miraculous. The secret lies not in forcing or striving, but in simply being the person who already has what they desire. In that state of being, all things are possible and nothing is withheld. Emotions are the lifeblood of creation, the driving force that brings ideas from the unseen into the physical world. They are not mere reactions to external events, but powerful energies that shape and define the reality you experience. While thoughts provide the framework, it is emotion that gives them life and substance. The feeling you hold within yourself is the secret bridge between imagination and manifestation. If you can feel it as real before it becomes visible, you set in motion the forces that will bring it to pass. This is the essence of creation, not simply to think about your desire, but to feel it so vividly that it becomes your lived experience within. Every emotion carries a frequency, a vibrational energy that resonates with the corresponding experiences in the external world. When you dwell in the feelings of joy, abundance, love, or for fulfillment, you align yourself with situations and outcomes that match those feelings. Conversely, when you harbor fear, doubt, or lack, you draw to yourself experiences that reinforce those states. This is not a punishment or reward system. It is the natural law of resonance. You are like a tuning fork, and the emotions you hold act as the note that vibrates through your life. To change your reality, you must first change the emotional state you carry within. The challenge for most lies in breaking free from the habit of reacting to what is, and instead cultivating the feelings of what they wish to experience. The world will often present situations that seem to demand fear, worry, or frustration, but your power lies in your ability to choose your emotional response. You are not bound to the evidence of your senses. In fact, the evidence is often a reflection of past emotional states, not an indicator of what must be. To transform your life, you must become a deliberate steward of your emotions, consciously aligning them with the life you desire. The process begins with imagination. Close your eyes and create a vivid mental picture of your desired outcome. Do not merely see it, feel it. Step into the scene as though it is happening now. How would you feel if your dream were already realized? Would you feel gratitude, excitement, peace, or love? Let those emotions rise within you and saturate your entire being. The more deeply you can feel the reality of your desire, the more powerful your creation becomes. Your emotions are the language your subconscious mind understands, and they serve as the instruction for what it must bring into existence. Feeling is not something you force, it is something you allow. It requires letting go of resistance, doubts, and fears that contradict your desire. These negative emotions act as blocks, preventing the flow of creative energy. To release them, you must redirect your focus from the absence of your desire to its presence. Gratitude is a powerful tool for this. When you feel grateful for something as though it has already been given, you dissolve resistance and open yourself to receive it. Gratitude shifts your emotional state and aligns you with the frequency of abundance. Persistence in the feeling of your wish fulfilled is essential. The outer world may take time to catch up with your inner transformation, but your emotions are the fuel that keeps the process in motion. Do not be swayed by appearances or the temptation to revert to old patterns of fear and doubt. Remind yourself that the outer world is but a shadow of the inner. By maintaining the emotional state of fulfillment, you keep your vision alive and ensure its eventual manifestation. One of the most profound truths is that your emotional state determines your actions, decisions, and perceptions. When you feel abundant, you naturally act in ways that create more abundance. When you feel loved, you radiate love and attract loving relationships. Your emotions shape how you show up in the world, and in turn, the world responds to the energy you project. By choosing your emotions deliberately, you become the master of your experience rather than its victim. This mastery requires practice and self awareness. Pay attention to how you feel throughout the day and notice the patterns of thought that trigger certain emotions. When you catch yourself dwelling in negative feelings, pause and redirect your focus to something that uplifts and inspires you. Remember, you are not at the mercy of your emotions, they are at the mercy of your focus. By shifting your attention to the life you desire, you shift your emotional state and consequently the reality you create. Emotions are not merely personal experiences, they are creative forces that ripple out into the world and return to you amplified. Every feeling you hold is a seed you plant in the fertile soil of the universe. Choose your seeds wisely, or they will grow into the circumstances, relationships, and opportunities that define your life. Embrace the truth that you are a creator, capable of shaping your reality through the power of your emotions. When you live from the feeling of your wish fulfilled, the world becomes a mirror of your inner state, reflecting back to you the joy, abundance, and love you have chosen to embody. Inner conviction holds the key to unlocking the life you desire. It is the unwavering belief that what you seek is already yours, a knowing that transcends the evidence of the senses and defies the limitations of the external world. True conviction does not waver in the face of opposition or doubt, it stands firm, rooted in the understanding that the inner world is the ultimate source of all creation. Your external circumstances are merely the shadows cast by your inner beliefs. When you cultivate an unshakable conviction in the reality of your desires, the outer world has no choice but to align with your inner state. The first step to building inner conviction is to recognize the illusory nature of external evidence. What you perceive with your senses is not fixed or immutable, it is a reflection of past thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. To rely solely on what you see or experience is to limit yourself to a reality already created. Conviction asks you to look beyond what is and to see what could be. It is the act of shifting your focus from the outer effects to the inner cause, understanding that your inner world holds the power to shape all that unfolds in your life. This shift requires faith, not a blind hope, but a deliberate choice to trust in the unseen. Faith is the bridge between your current reality and the one you wish to experience. It is the confidence that your desires, though not yet visible, are already real in the realm of imagination. When you hold this faith, you create a foundation of certainty that cannot be shaken by temporary setbacks or challenges. Inner conviction is not about trying to force the outer world to conform to your will, it is about aligning your inner state so completely with your desire that the outer world naturally reflects it. Living from inner conviction means embodying the feeling of your desire fulfilled, even in the absence of physical evidence. It is not enough to think about what you want, you must become it. If you desire success, see yourself as already successful. If you seek love, feel yourself as already loved. This is not pretending, it is aligning your inner state with the truth you wish to experience. The subconscious mind does not distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined. When you hold the conviction that your desire is already a fact, the subconscious accepts it as truth and works to bring it into being. Challenges will inevitably arise, testing the strength of your conviction. These moments are not obstacles but opportunities to deepen your faith and reaffirm your belief in the power of the unseen. Doubt may whisper that your efforts are in vain, But remember, doubt only holds power when we give it attention. Turn your focus inward to the feeling of your desire already realized. The outer world may seem slow to respond, but it is merely catching up with the inner transformation already taking place. Conviction requires persistence, a steadfast commitment to the vision you hold within. The beauty of inner conviction is that it liberates you from the need for external validation. You no longer depend on circumstances, opinions, or outcomes to dictate your sense of self or your belief in your ability to create. This freedom allows you to move through life with a quiet confidence, knowing that everything you desire is already unfolding in perfect timing. When you no longer need proof from the outside world, you become an unstoppable force. Your conviction becomes magnetic, drawing to you the people, opportunities, and resources that align with your inner state. Conviction is not loud or forceful, it is calm and steady. It does not waver in the face of delay or apparent failure. It understands that creation begins within and unfolds outwardly, often in ways that cannot be anticipated or controlled. This trust in the process is what allows conviction to work its magic. You do not need to know how or when your desire will manifest, you need only to know that it will. This knowing, this quiet assurance, is the essence of inner conviction. To cultivate inner conviction, practice returning to the feeling of your wish fulfilled throughout the day. Use moments of stillness or meditation to reinforce the image and emotion of your desire as a present reality. You speak to yourself as though your dream is already realized and act in ways that reflect this truth. The more you embody the state of having, the stronger your conviction will grow. Over time, it will become second nature, a living reality within you that the outer world cannot help but reflect. Your conviction is the foundation upon which your dream is built. It is the unshakable belief that your inner world is the master, not the servant of your external reality. When you hold this truth in your heart and live by it, nothing is beyond your reach. The world will move to accommodate the strength of your belief, for the outer must always yield to the inner. Trust in your ability to create and let your conviction guide you toward the life you desire. Living in the end is the ultimate act of faith in creation. It is the practice of mentally and emotionally inhabiting the reality you desire, not as a distant possibility, but as a present fact. To live in the end is to transcend the limitations of the physical senses and to claim your desire as already fulfilled. This is not a mere exercise in visualization, it is a complete immersion in the state of being you wish to experience. When you live in the end, you shift your identity, thoughts, and feelings to align with your desired outcome. And by doing so, you activate the invisible forces that bring your vision to life. The process begins with a clear understanding of what it means to live in the end. It is not about hoping, wishing, or trying, it is about being. If you desire wealth, you must think, feel, and act as though you are already wealthy. If you seek love, you must embody the state of being deeply loved and loving in return. This state of being is not something you wait for the outer world to provide, it is something you generate within yourself. When you live in the end, you affirm that the fulfillment of your desire is already a fact, regardless of the current conditions. Living in the end requires imagination, for it is through imagination that you create the mental and emotional blueprint of your desired reality. Close your eyes and construct a scene that would naturally take place if your dream were already realized. This scene should be vivid, detailed, and filled with the emotions you would feel if your desire were a present reality. See yourself interacting with others, enjoying the benefits of your fulfilled desire, and feeling the satisfaction, gratitude, or joy that accompanies it. The more real and tangible this scene feels in your mind, the more effectively it impresses itself upon your subconscious. Once you have created this mental image, you must inhabit it fully. This means carrying the feeling of your wish fulfilled into every moment of your day. You do not need to replay the scene constantly. Instead, you need to remain anchored in the emotional state it evokes. This emotional alignment is the key to living in the end. When you feel as though your desire is already yours, you create a powerful resonance that draws your reality toward you. This is the law of assumption in action. What you assume to be true inwardly must eventually manifest outwardly. The challenge for many lies in maintaining this state of living in the end, especially when the outer world seems to contradict it. Doubt, fear, and impatience can arise, pulling you back into the state of wanting or lacking. But these moments are opportunities to reaffirm your commitment to your vision. The outer world is a reflection of past thoughts and emotions. It is not an accurate representation of what is possible. By persisting in the state of fulfillment, you gradually overwrite the old patterns and create a new reality. Living in the end does not mean ignoring the present or denying the circumstances around you. It means choosing to place your focus and energy on the reality you are creating rather than the one you are currently experiencing. You acknowledge the present without giving it power over your inner state. This deliberate shift in focus is what allows you to remain rooted in your desired reality, even when the evidence of the senses suggests otherwise. actions taken from the state of living in the end are naturally aligned with your desired outcome. You no longer act from a place of desperation or lack, but from confidence and abundance. These actions carry a different energy, one that is magnetic and powerful. When you live in the end, you find yourself naturally inspired to take steps that support your vision, and these steps often lead to unexpected opportunities and synchronicities. Patience is a vital aspect of living in the end. Manifestation is not always instantaneous, and the outer world may take time to rearrange itself to match your inner state. During this period, it is essential to trust the process and remain steadfast in your belief. Doubts may surface, but they hold no power unless you entertain them. Remind yourself that creation begins within, and that the fulfillment of your desire is inevitable as long as you persist in the feeling of its reality. Living in the end is the art of creation in its purest form. It is an act of surrender to the truth that your imagination is the source of all that you experience. When you master this practice, you free yourself from the limitations of circumstance and step into your role as the creator of your reality. The world will move to reflect the state you hold within, for the outer must always conform to the inner. By living in the end, you claim your power, embrace your desires as already fulfilled, and open the door to a life of limitless possibilities.